Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Arthur. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics or commentaries or reactions or reviews or pretty much anything else, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Groundhog Day is a 1993 film, of course starring Bill Murray, Andie MacDowell. You have Harold Ramis directing. And I do think this is an enjoyable comedy. I think it's got a wonderful heart to it. I think you have a Bill Murray that goes from a smug, sarcastic, bit of a prick of a character, and you see him, because of this event, become humble, even become suicidal, and then become a good guy, and Bill Murray made it believable. It's a good, touching story, but it's also very funny. And it's sad because this is the film that ended the friendship between Bill Murray and Harold Ramis because of Bill Murray. Now, before I get into the film, Harold Ramis, may you rest in peace, talented guy. I mean, he directed National Lampoon's Vacation. He directed Club Paradise, which I enjoy. Robin Williams, I think that's a very underrated film. I think that's a fun movie. He worked on the script on Meatballs. He helped on the script and co-starred in Stripes. Same with Ghostbusters. And like I said, very talented guy. And from what I understand, Bill Murray was an absolute pain in the fucking ass to work on in this film. Where Harold Ramis was like, hey, Bill, it's a comedy. You gotta remember it's a comedy. And Bill Murray wanted to be much more philosophical and much more deeper. And he got with the original writer and then didn't want to talk to Harold Ramis. And then I think that also Bill Murray was going through issues with his wife at the time. I think maybe even going through a divorce or something like that. I could be wrong. And then just completely being rude and mean to Harold Ramis. And you hear many stories of Bill Murray doing this to other people. He didn't get along with Richard Donner and Scrooged. All the times where they wanted to make Ghostbusters 3 and Bill Murray would do this weird stuff, like he would just take the script, rip it up and send it back, or do all this other stuff, and just Bill Murray trying to be weird for weird's sake. Even the Ghostbusters, the video game, when you listen to Bill Murray, you notice that his voice is off. So I'm guessing, he wasn't in the same room as the other guys, and he did the voice, but there's just something off about his voice in that Ghostbusters video game. And even though Harold Ramis tried to get in touch with him, Bill Murray cut him off for what, 20 years? Until finally Harold Ramis is dying, and then I guess Bill Murray went up to see him. Fuck you, Bill Murray. Fuck you. You're a pussy. He's a funny pussy. Just here's the thing with Bill Murray. I think he's a very talented comedian. I think he's a good dramatic actor. I like a lot of his films. Some of his films are in my all-time favorite comedies, like Ghostbusters and Stripes. I love Groundhog Day. What About Bob? Meatballs. I enjoy Scrooged. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I enjoyed Larger Than Life. Yes. I thought for a family film with an elephant, I thought it was cute. I thought Bill Murray was funny. I thought Matthew McConaughey was a ball and a half. Trip Tucker. What the hell was his name? Trip Tucker or something? Matthew McConaughey is. I wish he was in that film more. He is. I think that's one of his most fun performances in Larger Than Life. Lost in Translation. I enjoy that film. St. Vincent. Another film I liked. But there's no excuse for him being a dick. Treating people like Lucy Liu like shit on Charlie's Angels. Sometimes, like, people hire him, they don't know if he's going to show up on set. It's like the first day is coming, you don't know where the fuck he is, because he doesn't answer his phone, or he doesn't have a phone, or he doesn't have an agent, something like. Just Bill Murray being a center just for bullshit's sake. There's no reason to do that. And I'm sorry, when so many people talk about, it seems like there's no fucking valid reason that he should have been that mad at Harold Ramis for 20 goddamn years when the film came off this well, was a box office hit, critics liked it, it's considered one of the best comedies of the 1990s. And then someone made an interesting point. They said, do you wonder if Bill Murray has a sense of, not jealousy, but this thing that Harold Ramis lives in his head rent-free, where, think of what is considered to be the best Bill Murray films. Meatballs, Stripes, Ghostbusters, Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters 2. What's considered the common thing? The common denominator. Harold Ramis was involved. Either writing, Meatballs, Ghostbusters, or directing, like Groundhog Day, co-starring, like in Ghostbusters and Stripes. Harold was always there. And people go, wow, it seems like when you work with Harold Ramis, you get the best out of you. And maybe there's some kind of ego, some kind of weird thing, or maybe he saw Harold Ramis, he saw the time where his fucking wife was, well, if you're this much of a fucking prick, no wonder your wife left you, Bill. And I'm sorry, I like Bill Murray as an actor, but he's another one of those guys I don't like as a person. I would never want to meet. I'd be like, I don't want to meet that dickhead. Why, I'd meet him so he could treat me like shit? Fuck that. I like actors. I can like a director. I'm not going to fucking worship anyone. No idol worship. Because I'm flawed as a human being as well. But to not talk to someone, even Harold Ramis' daughter nowadays is like, well, yeah, Bill Murray still doesn't talk to me. And this guy who was supposed to be good friends with my dad and all this stuff. So I think, stuff Bill Murray does nowadays, either he realizes he's... How about this, Bill? You want to be a man? How about you apologize? And go, you know what? I want someone to have the balls to go, why the fuck did you cut out Harold Ramis out of your life for 20 years? What could Harold Ramis have possibly done to cause that? I want someone to have the balls, to cojones, to ask Bill Murray that question. I'll do it. You give me an opportunity, I'll be like, Bill, you want to get pissed at me, curse me out, fine. I'm never going to talk to you again. I want to know what the fuck is the deal with why you cut out Harold Ramis for 20 years. What was so goddamn bad that if Harold Ramis tries to talk to you because he wanted his friend back, Harold Ramis would even say, sometimes I would have dreams that I would have my friend back. For 20 years, what kind of pithy, pedestrian bullshit would it have been that caused you to not talk to him for 20 years? I think Bill Murray is a funny guy, but he's a petulant child, and he's a fucking dickhead. Anyway, with that said, I do think this is a funny movie, and I do think Bill Murray did a good job. And Groundhog Day is a great concept, where Bill Murray is Phil, the weatherman, goes with the crew. Chris Elliott is the cameraman. Andie MacDowell is kind of the boss of the group. They go to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, the Groundhog Day festival. And he goes through it. You can tell he doesn't want to be here. He hates having to film this festival. This is ridiculous. And he thinks he's above this. He wants to do better. He wants to be better. He wants to be in a better situation. He's smug. He's sarcastic. And Bill Murray is funny. where Andie MacDowell's like, look how everyone's having fun. They sing, they go by the fire, they go back to scene. And then Bill's like, yeah, they're hicks, Rita. What do you expect? Or at least counting down. Okay, you got me? 3, 2, what was it? 3, 2, 1. Well, that was another great day with a large squirrel predicting the winner. And then, Ned Ryerson, played by Stephen Tobolowsky, I believe is his name. He's appeared in other stuff. It's Ned, Needle-Nosed Ned. And then, every day, Bill Murray starts waking up in the same day. The same song playing on the clock, I Got You, Babe. The same people he meets. And you see all the different reactions. And I always liked the concept of having the same day repeated over and over again. Because I found fascinating how you can take the same type of events as, okay, well, how do we change it this way? What if you say it this way? What if you do this? What if you... To see the same thing and see how many different ways you can approach it to keep it more valid or more interesting or more acceptable to not be boring to the audience. I mean, how turn left instead of right, go up instead of down, and whether it be... There was stuff that did that before this, but after this you saw a lot more. So whether it be... I mean, there's an episode of The X-Files called Monday, where Mulder and Scully were in a bank robbery, and there's a bomb. And it repeats over and over again to try to come out in different angles. Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise, to me, one of his best films. You do it done in like a video game style way of... It's like a video game where you get the same checkpoint. You get one checkpoint, it's the same checkpoint. Repeat over and over how to improve, how to do better. Boss Level, where Frank Grillo, that did that. And that was a fun film. I have some nitpicks here and there, but that was a fun movie. Boss Level. I know there's been others too, why I'm not thinking of them. But... Well, I mean, Happy Death Day. That was another one. I mean, that's something that's been repeated quite a bit. But I don't know, it's a concept that, even if it's repeated, I could be a sucker for. Just to be intrigued to see how many different ways can they swerve this one day or this one event. And I'd be curious to... That could really build up creativity. Take the same thing, but how do you do... How many different directions can you take the same event, or the same angle, or the same day? And here it's like him getting pissed. Don't mess with me, pork chop. And it also comes with the question, what would you do? If you were stuck in this town, and you lived the same day over and over again, what would you do? And the supporting cast, Rick Ducommun, he was in The Burbs, he was in a few films like Gremlins 2, a small bit role, but I remember him from The Neighbor and The Burbs. I want to kill everyone, Satan is good, Satan's our pal. He was like Tom Hanks' buddy in that. Him and his buddy are out drinking, and the buddy's like, Bill Murray's asking... You don't puke here in the car. Think both. So it still keeps the humor going. But this idea of like, wow, what if you could do anything you want? And it goes through all the things like, okay, I'm going to break the law and go to jail. I wake up, I'm back in my bed again. I'm going to steal money. I'm going to find out what this girl, her name, and seduce her and have sex with her. I'm gonna to use this knowledge I didn't get women or steal money or all you can eat or it's all the different stages of excitement, be able to do what all you can, all you want, and then all the excitement dissipates, and then he wants to be in love with Andie MacDowell, but no matter what he does, she slaps him, it never works out. And then all the different suicide attempts, and trying to make that funny is hard to do. But I think because of Bill Murray and Harold Ramis, despite the friction they had, they did work well together, and finished product-wise. You know, the winner. You want a prediction of the winner? I'll give it to it. It's going to be cold. It's going to be gray. And it's going to last for the rest of your life. And how it shows the rapid nature of this turnover, like the montages of the slaps, the montages of him breaking the clocks, even him trying to have the perfect date with Andie MacDowell, and he says something, and he's like, oh shit, I fucked up. And then you see the scene repeated with the same camera angle, or the same push, and the same movement, as if like take 2, take 3. But it makes sense here because of the repeated nature. Or like Ned Ryerson, Ned, and just punches him, knocks him the fuck out. And then it's kind of this frustration, then excitement to do anything you want, then you're tired of it, then you're... Because I don't know how long... I think so... I wonder if someone tried... Just how long was Bill Murray in this loop? I mean, there's people making guesses online, but I do wonder what the actual number of how long Bruce... Sorry, I was talking about Bruce Willis' movie before this. How long was Bill Murray in this loop? How long was it for? I mean, was it years? For all we know, it was decades. I mean, years? I would guess years. I mean, because it is important that he knows every single person in this town. He knows every single bit of their backstory. And then even that makes your mind wonder, like, did he take one day and just talk to this one person? Did he take one day and talk to this one person? He took one day and just went over this part of town. He took one day, went over this part of town. And just like the fact he... anger, frustration, suicide, then kind of this soulful awakening. You're God. No, I'm not. No, I'm not the God. I'm a God. I'm immortal. You know, I don't even have to floss. But then he gets this soulful awakening, and he's like, you know what? I just want to be a decent guy. I wish Bill Murray himself had that fucking soulful awakening. Maybe you would think after making the film, you look in the message of the movie. That's another Bill Murray. He didn't even get the message of his own fucking movie. The whole fucking movie was stop being a prick, stop being a dick, maybe be a decent person, have this soulful awakening, treat people well. He didn't even get that. So he wants to talk about how he wants the movie to be more philosophical. You don't even get it, Bill. You didn't even get the meaning of the movie. You didn't even get what the point of the movie was. If you did, you wouldn't be fucking not talking to Harold Ramis for 20 goddamn years. You don't hear anybody else talking shit about Harold Ramis throughout the years, but you hear a stack of complaints against Bill Murray. Who do I believe more? The guy that tried to talk to Bill and Bill said, nah. You know, dab over here, nah. So, Bill, you didn't even get the message of the fucking film. him being nice and wanting to help people, trying to help this old guy who's dying, but no matter what he does, he can't do anything. And just helping people. So by the end, he's like the most famous person in town. And the idea of, like, because of this, being able to do stuff like learn piano and all this stuff. I mean, just a lot of interesting stuff you could look into. And it's a bit of a sweet romance story, and it's a fun comedy. It's a lot of things merged together. I mean, I don't really have a lot of issues. The music, I thought the music at the very opening was pretty lame. Like, the way the movie opens with the music, it sounds like it's going to be a presidential movie or something. Like, is it Bill Murray trying to be president? Which I'm surprised they didn't do that movie. But my some of the music works fine, I will admit, but it's not like a musical score that people think about and people remember compared to, I think the score, of course, Ghostbusters, and I think even the score of Stripes I enjoyed more than this. So I don't know, I think maybe it's not the whole score, but there's parts of the score that I thought could have been better. I didn't like the opening credits. I don't really have a lot of issues. Yeah, I mean, because of what's going on, it gets less funny as it goes along. But it's understandable because it's not Bruce Willis. Why do I just reviewed a Bruce Willis film, so I keep thinking Bruce Willis now. I keep wanting to say it. Bill Murray, he's not supposed to be the smug, antagonistic, attitude-filled guy. It's like, take a guy and then kind of turn into It's a Wonderful Life type of scenario. And I thought Bill Murray did a good job selling it. And he's definitely a good actor because he's not that way in real life. But again, it's a sweet story. It's a fun concept. Nowadays, anytime you think of that repeating of the day, it goes back to Groundhog Day. And I know there's stuff before that did it, but I can't think of them right now, to be honest. I'm sure there's something that did it before this, but I cannot remember. Maybe there wasn't, I don't know. But this is definitely the most popular. The idea, anytime they do this, Groundhog Day will pop up in people's minds. And I know there are people like Tom Hanks who was approached, and he's like, I don't know. I don't think I'm the right fit for the part. Michael Keaton was up for it, but he's like, I didn't get the story. And then after it, he's like, man, I wish I had done it. I think Michael Keaton could have pulled it off, but I think Bill Murray was the perfect fit. I know Michael Keaton even said, no one could do it better than Bill. And it's definitely one of his best movies. I mean, if I have a top 5 Bill Murray films, I know Ghostbusters and Stripes are in the top 2. What would be the other 3? Scrooge would be in there, because I like Scrooged. Groundhog Day will be in there. And I don't know. Maybe Ghostbusters 2, because that film gets too much shit. Maybe I put Ghostbusters 2 in there. Yeah. So. But, again, great job on the people involved. Sorry that Bill Murray was a fucking dick, and because of his crappy behavior, and he said, nope, Harold Ramis, we're done. Not going to talk to you for 20 years. Oh, you're dying? Well, I guess I'll say something. And then he wants to be like, whatever. He did that thing with the Oscars. Oh, yeah, and Harold Ramis, whatever, dude. You know what? You could have said that 10 years before, 12 years before, 15 years before. You want to act like a bitch for 20 years, and then it's like, your redemption tour? Fuck you, Bill Murray. I don't buy for a second. I think you're full of shit. Either you're a talented, full of shit artist, but you're still a full of shit artist. False. Full of shit syndrome. So, with that said, fun movie, great flick. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.